Hello and welcome to Politics Today. I'm Farooq Patafi. Once again, today we are going to talk about Pakistani politics, and we are going to talk about political parties. There is a very interesting trend that is developing. A lot of people have been talking about conspiracies. Uh, in this country, we have seen a lot of conspiracy theories in the past as well. Remember, in 10 years, past 10 years, what was left behind, what was not discussed. I think a lot of things have been discussed, and people will keep on speculating till the time they don't see some cogent and reliable election result. But that is one thing. The new trend is of independence. People who have shunned their political parties and sought a symbol, that is the symbol of Jeep. So 11 MNAs of PML N, or at least 11 nominees of PML N, returned their tickets and sought the symbol, election symbol of Jeep. In the past also, we have seen similar kind of groups developing. For example, if you go back in history, there used to be one symbol that was very precious, and it was that of moon. And later on, we saw rabbit as well during these certain times. But this is one aspect where maybe speculations seem grounded somewhere. But when you talk about other aspect of political parties, their own campaigning seems to be very incoherent this time. If you have seen 2013 elections, you must have seen the kind of warmth, the kind of momentum we saw back in those days, despite very clear threats from the terrorists. This time we don't see anything even remotely close. And then Asif Ali Zardari Sahab, the former president of Pakistan, co-chairman of Pakistan People's Party, yesterday added to the body of conspiracy theories in the country. As we move in the program, we are going to talk about that as well. But since we are talking about the capacity of political parties, only one political party has shown its manifesto, and that is Pakistan People's Party. I'm talking about the three major parties. Other parties have, and we are going to talk about their manifestos as well. PMLN, I learned today, is going to launch its manifesto on the 5th of this month, only 20 days before the elections. PTI, another major party that many think is going to form the next government, hasn't been able to come up with a solid document. It has released certain plans for the first 100 days. Today we are going to talk about all these matters and more. In order to help us understand these issues, we are joined by Siddique Farooq Sahab, a senior leader of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. Thank you very much, sir, for being part of the program. Next to him is Sitara Ayaz Sahiba, Senator of Awami National Party. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being part of the program as well. We will be joined by Anwaar Haq Kakar, Senator Balochistan Awami Party. The moment he joins us, I'm going to introduce him as well. His picture, of course, was quite visible on the screen. Siddique Farooq Sahab, tell me, why hasn't your party been able to come up with a manifesto so far?
Thank you so much. Our manifesto has been finalized and very practical, implementable manifesto. So I think you must be knowing that we implemented our manifesto, which was introduced in 2013 elections. We have achieved almost 80% of manifesto targets.
Right.
So now once again,
But with due respect, is it not a political claim? Is it not up to us to judge once you have actually presented your next manifesto, that we can compare what is lacking and what is not?
Of course, you have to judge, but I should make realistic claims also.
Right.
When we have implemented a
80% of the manifesto is realistic.
No, 80% we have implemented.
Yeah, that is a realistic claim.
Realistic claim.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Right.
So now, God willing, inshallah, if we are mandated by the people of Pakistan. The manifesto, which you have already said that we are going to launch it on 5th of July,
yeah.
that will be inshallah implemented, and we have not only
Yeah, but you
experience.
haven't explained to me, sir, why this much delay. In India, BJP is going to contest the election next year, but it has already released its manifesto and it has been debated on television.
It's okay, that's their policy.
In America, they also build up the momentum.
Till last day, we have been implementing our manifesto. We have been achieving our targets.
Right.
So for coming 5 years, it is my party's and leadership's decision to launch it on 5th. But we are not
But you are
introducing it. Just
accountable
one
to the
minute.
people.
We are not introducing it in piecemeal. That first 11 points, then 100 days program, and then another manifesto.
That is called teasing, and teasing or feelers are not bad.
Teasers.
But before I come to you, Senator Sahiba, let me welcome Senator Kakar, who has joined us on telephone from Quetta. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
Right. Ma'am, coming back to you, your party has released its manifesto. But what is your understanding? How many political parties' manifestos are read, understood, and people held accountable according to the manifesto in this country?
This is actually very unfortunate when we talk about the manifesto. That's why the big parties, they are least bothered about the manifesto, as you said. Till now, there are many parties, they failed to come up with the manifesto, maybe later on. But
which party are you talking about?
I'm talking about the big parties like PTI, Muslim League Noon, and maybe other parties.
People's Party has presented its manifesto.
They presented, but they are also late, if you see that.
But compared to them,
compared
of course.
to them, because if you talk about PTI, they are like, if you ask them, they said, we don't need a manifesto because we already gave a manifesto in Lahore, Jalsa, which is, I mean, it's ridiculous. If it's a big party, if they are saying this thing. Because now there is a lot of exposure, and I think the voters, they should know that what the party is going to do after this election. When they are giving vote, they should read the manifesto. They should know what the manifesto of the party is. If it's the same thing, like without knowing what the party's intentions are and what they are planning to do, and you're voting, this again will be the same old
and then the media finds some way of spinning it. Yes. They say that this election is going to be sentimental. It is going to be on slogans, not manifestos. Like any past election was based on manifestos.
Manifestos, and I think manifesto is the one thing which any party, when they are going for election,
it is an elaborate plan.
And then tomorrow the people can ask you that this was your manifesto. If you are in a government, if any party in a government, at least then later on the people can. And now with all this exposure and with youths and I think they want, because I attended
one last thing before I go to Senator Kakar, and that is about your election symbol. Is it going to be lamp?
Yes, it is laltan.
It is laltan or lamp.
Yes,
right, traditional lamp. Anwarul Kakar Sahab, your take on manifestos. When is your party, the nascent party, going to introduce its manifesto? If it has, why hasn't there been any reporting about it?
Unfortunately, it is the same as what is usually happening with Balochistan, that people do not take notice what we do here. We've already introduced our manifesto, and that manifesto is there in a written form with the local media, with print media, electronic media, everyone. So it's available, it's open in the field, in the market. It's just unfortunately not being reported in the mainstream.
It is not being reported. Okay, media should take note of the fact that one new party, an important party, they say, has released its manifesto, and media didn't even find time to mention it. But sir, regarding overall culture, political culture of the society, of the country, do you think that we are at a place now that we can appreciate the efficacy of manifestos in politics?
Well, I think so. We are in the developing stage. We are a transitional democracy. There is an issue with, as far as the importance of these manifestos are concerned. But unfortunately, at the moment, there is not that much attention which it deserves, the manifesto part, from any party or even from the larger public or media. That's why every party is quite late in publishing and presenting its manifesto.
Okay, if you have listened to Asif Ali Zardari yesterday, his interview with Hamid Mir, they were talking about Sanjarani formula as if Sanjarani Saab represents some kind of phenomenon in this country. Do you see that that kind of a thing is a possibility in this country now?
Look, basically what do I see it that is that there is if there can be a compromised candidate for the top slot. So that is too mature and too early to say that. So I do not know what would be the electoral outcome of the country, anybody's guess, and it would all depend on the number game, that what sort of number we do appear in the electoral results. Now that would definitely define that who's going to
Just to clarify, your electoral symbol is cow, is it right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I wanted to ask because we have been hearing a lot about Jeep. I thought that maybe in Balochistan your party got the Jeep as well.
Cow and Jeep.
Yeah, cow and Jeep. I don't know, you will tell me a way to reconcile both, but I don't see any connection.
The Jeep may carry cow.
Okay. Jeeps don't do it. Trucks do.
It will be a special Jeep.
Out of the zoo where the lion was in cage. Probably that is the Jeep from where it is coming from. It is no point linking these things with each other.
Of course. Kakar Sahab, let me now come back to the studio. I'll come back to you, sir. Please do stay with us. Why is it that PML N, a party that believes that it has done so much for the people, and it believes that people really love it, why is it that PML N has to resort to the victim card and conspiracy theories?
This is not theory. We are, and people of Pakistan are seeing with their own eyes the so-called, what is that called?
Controversial?
No, theories. What is called? This Sazish theory or
Conspiracy
theory. Yes,
right.
Conspiracy. It is not theory. It is
It is now
something very
conspiracy.
concrete. You know, we have delivered. What was our manifesto?
Okay,
To resolve
we'll
energy
have
crisis.
another talk another day. We will discuss manifesto as well.
Just in half a minute,
Okay.
we have injected 10,000 megawatts of electricity.
Yeah, but you didn't end the circular debt.
Just 1 minute. But energy is there. We have resolved the issue of terrorism by the grace of Almighty. We have launched CPAC.
Okay.
We have given rights to Gilgit and Baltistan. We
Actually,
have given,
People's Party claims that they...
we have given now.
Okay.
It is recently.
But they gave the name.
Similarly, we have given rights to the people of Azad Kashmir and then the FATA. So then infrastructure.
So why would you need conspiracy theories to rely on?
Actually, we
You can
do
walk, under the sun anywhere, and
We
you
are
will
not-
get the kind of votes and treatment you like.
This is just a question. But what is being done practically? You have referred to returning of tickets by 11 or 12 candidates, our candidates. And then there is a video clip of Rana Iqbal Siraj.
Who's blaming somebody?
No, yes, it is a 10 minutes clip 10 minutes video, and then comes a clarification of just 5 seconds.
Okay.
And he said, then
The
alleges,
same man has clarified his position.
it's
Has
same
he
man,
not?
but I know how clarifications are sought. I know.
You know, because you have also done this in the past?
No, I have heading an organization
Okay.
where such things were managed.
Okay.
But that's all I think.
You have headed an organization that where such things were managed.
Part of it was being managed by certain forces.
Siddique Farooq sahab,
And
this is a rare confession, by the way, when you say that you were heading an organization.
An organization.
Okay.
And there, if I am chief minister,
So,
I have police.
okay,
I have intelligence agencies.
right.
So there are some agencies who do something.
Yeah, but where's the proof? A man comes on, makes a video clip. Where's the proof? He is making a statement.
He says, look here,
Right.
my face,
Okay.
I have been slapped. And those slaps are visible.
Okay.
He says, here is the person.
And the person is not shown.
But people are there. And they are looking towards that.
So you realize that, and it could very well
why
have
that person was not shown, that was not shown by the media.
Okay.
Yes, because he was naming. He was naming an agency.
No, it was a mobile video clip.
Whatever is that. But
And
people
his
were
own
looking
people
towards-
were holding
but
the camera.
People were
He's
looking
very
towards
openly
him.
saying that it's
People were
agencies.
looking towards him.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I want to say
It could easily be a setup, could it not?
you may say anything.
I mean-
but you know how things are managed here in Pakistan.
Yeah.
How a majority is changed into minority. How the government was changed in Balochistan. How
We have representation from
Just
Balochistan,
one
and
minute.
I'm going to ask
How
him
the-
later.
No, just one
But
minute.
would you
How
respect his
the Senate elections were held. How PMLN was deprived of its symbol. That's there.
Well,
And
I can only
Sanjrani
talk about
formula is
Balochistan,
saying
the
it.
rest also I will come in.
Formula, just 1 minute, Sanjrani Saab. Sanjrani
not
formula
Sanjrani,
is-
Kakar Saab.
Kakar Saab.
Sanjrani, I'm
Sanjrani formula is once again referred to by Asif Ali Zardari,
Okay.
who played a very important role in that.
Right, but Zardari
he
Sahib is saying
denied
something
that
else now.
yesterday.
I'm coming to you, ma'am. But Kakar Sahib, you wanted to say something right now?
Look, I have all the respect for the loyalty of the man, Mr. Siddique Farooq, who is speaking. But loyalists always come up with bizarre explanation, as is in this case. And I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. He's explaining that they have delivered. Their delivery was today afternoon quite explicit and exhibited on the Mall Road, Lahore. The entire world has witnessed their delivery. If someone has not, they should go and check the social media, mainstream media, and the whole flood of information which is coming through us. They have created 10,000 megawatt energy, and we have got 18 hours load shedding in Balochistan. 3 of our districts, they are getting the bordering area districts, they're getting their electricity from Iran, the Gwadar, Turbat, and Panjgur. And Pakistan has produced 10,000 megawatt. I don't know whether they are exporting that electricity or what are they doing it. But Balochistan 3 district, they are not receiving electricity from the main grid.
Right.
Third,
And we are going to talk about electricity in a little bit. Let me go to Senator Sitara Ayaz Sahaba as well. Ma'am, your party is actually an ally, or was an ally of PML N. But when it came to voting, you had different choices for the chairman and deputy chairman.
Yes.
Did somebody actually come to you asking you to change your vote?
No, my party told me that that was purely party decision.
Okay.
And they said that we should go for PML N. I personally attended the meeting that was one day before the election. And I told them on behalf of my party that we will be voting your candidate. But in the morning, they changed the deputy slot. And they didn't take us in confidence, and we didn't know that who will be the deputy.
So
Because-
is it
and then-
possible to for me to say that your reaction was triggered not
And
by
then-
any manipulation,
No, not
but their
mani-
failure to actually take you into confidence.
Yes, this was also one point, and then the other thing is that yes, when the deputy was from Balochistan PK map, they were least bothered to even to ask me to vote them. So then the People's Party was our ally in before also. So for the deputy, at the end, my party called me and they said that we should go for People's Party, but nobody approached us. I was there the whole day and night. I was here in Islamabad.
Is it possible that while we keep on seeing conspiracies where none might exist, the actual conspiracy is of ineptness or of circumstances? The way we actually fail to come together, to pull ourselves together at the right moment. And it happens. You know, many things were not foreseen in the past. For example, Panama Papers was not foreseen. And that actually plunged the country into a new kind of
Yes,
crisis.
and the Panama, I remember that we were the one, my party was the one, when we requested all the parties that they should solve this thing in the parliament. We should go through this Panama thing in the parliament. All the parties are there, and then we will have to decide that what to do. But unfortunately, everybody was so emotional, all the parties, and at the end, what happened?
Right.
So the main thing is that, with due respect, I must say that they were in a majority in the parliament, and parliament is supreme for all the democratic parties. But again, very unfortunate that they didn't take it seriously, and they didn't take parliament seriously.
Right.
And then at the end,
You
they were
can
the one
tell
who
because
faced
the
all
Prime Minister was
problem.
no-show.
No,
in the parliament?
not even the Prime Minister, the ministers. It was like a joke for everyone, the parliament. The attendance, if you look to the attendance from their side, from the
That is a good question. Let me ask you about it.
that is the thing from where you can tell your people, the representative of people are there in the parliament. If they are missing, if they are not coming to the parliament, if they are not taking the parliament seriously, not only the Prime Minister, but the whole party.
Right.
You just take the attendance of last 5 years.
Okay.
That
Well,
shows how serious
I can look
they
at
were.
the attendance of former Prime Minister Mia Nawaz Sharif. And
Mia
that is a
Nawaz
big
Sharif,
question.
yes.
Let me ask him.
And even if you look into the opposition, the main person who is always cursing their party, the PTI.
Yeah, but
Look at
they were
them.
not at the
They
in
were
power
not
at the
taking-
center. And I'm
no,
going
but
to...
they were not taking parliament seriously.
Absolutely. They were actually attacking the parliament.
So
Who
now
can deny this?
I'm just, when I go to the field and when I look at some of the old faces are there in field
Right.
again to contesting
Right.
election. I'm just thinking, why they are contesting when they are not taking a parliament seriously? Why they are
That
contesting?
is an excellent question. Siddique Farooq Sahab, your party's slogan now is vote ko izzat do, show respect for the vote. And the most interesting thing is your Prime Minister, or former Prime Minister, actually got votes from the parliament. And he hardly went there for 5 years. How would you explain this? How will you?
When we say that vote ko izzat do, it means the decision taken by the people of Pakistan, the mandate given by the people of Pakistan.
And I will come to the mandate and I will come to you. I'm told that Taj Haider Saab, the senior leader of Pakistan People's Party, has joined us on telephone.
Okay.
Taj Haider Saab, thank you very much for your time.
Thank
Sir,
you.
one question that arises earlier, we actually talked about it. Other political parties might be failing to bring, introduce a manifesto. But your party, that actually introduced the culture of manifestos, was also pretty late. It just presented the manifesto. What kept you, sir?
Do you think it's late?
Yeah.
Do you think we introduced it late?
Yes, sir.
I mean, then what would you say about those who have not introduced any manifesto as yet and who have
course.
perhaps
They-
not
they are
done any
bad, sir.
thinking?
It is their fault, sir, but regarding a party that introduced the concept or the culture of manifestos in the country, one
Yes,
can ask.
I mean, culture is one point, but the basic decisions are economic, and which way the resources have to be diverted. Uh, and it's a 180-degree turn. I mean, if the diverse resources are diverted towards the deprived sections of the country, then of course a detailed plan has to be made. And the manifesto gives not only an ideology, but also a methodology on how to do it and how to divert resources to eliminate disease, to eliminate unemployment, and to eliminate hunger. So it's a very, very practical document. And of course, it does take long and a lot of consideration, a lot of deliberation to make such a manifesto.
Right, sir. When I was actually asking you this question, I was not comparing your party with the political parties of the country. I was, comparing it
Naturally,
with
we
other
can't be
countries'
compared with
parties.
other
For example, in the U.S., they present the platform 2 years ago. In India, they present 1 year ago. BJP just did.
Yes,
So
I
that
mean,
was the
you are
question.
giving me examples of countries which after 200 years of democracy have elected Donald Trump, or which after 70 years of democracy have a religious extremist like Modi. I mean, so it's perhaps wrong to compare us with them.
Right, sir. Now, let us talk about another thing that we have been discussing so far, and that is the environment of paranoia, where the party that has just left the government keeps on talking about conspiracy theories. Do you see any conspiracies of the sort, sir?
Well, I mean, if you are with the people, then conspiracies don't work. We always advise them to get close to the other political parties and evolve a consensus between political parties on how to run the country. But they opted to ignore us. And even on the Panama paper, when the Panama paper surfaced, we sat down, we met a committee, and we said, let a parliamentary committee decide on what to do about this.
Right. And they didn't listen.
And
So
they
they are
didn't
paying the
listen.
price.
So
Right,
if a
sir.
parliamentary committee was made, and even if that parliamentary committee opted to punish the Prime Minister, even then, I mean, it was the parliament which was doing it. It was not institutions. So the issue shifted from the parliament elected representatives to the institutions, and now all kinds of things are said about the institutions. Why should we drag institutions in politics?
Right, sir. That is very sane advice. Taj Haidar Saab, senior leader, Pakistan People's Party. I know that you are busy. Thank you very much for giving us your time. Thank you very much for being with us.
He was talking about.
Siddique Farooq Saab, if you allow me, let me go back to Kakar Saab for a second, because it has been a while that I spoke to him, and then I'm going to come back to you. Kakar Saab, we are talking about conspiracy theories. At this moment, many of the media pundits are also, reinforcing that precept that somehow there is something cooking. If there is nothing that conspiratorial here, how do you explain the circumstances where so many people have withdrawn their candidature from a party and they have decided to run as independents?
Look, for me, as a political activist, someone who has done the constituency politics, who has done the electoral politics, this is the unfortunate truth of our political culture, that we do see and sense the wind, that where does it is heading towards to form the next formation of the government. In 2013, everyone was dying for PMLN's ticket, including our province and the rest of the country. Was there any conspiracy at the time? And there were a lot of people who were talking about so-called conspiracies even at that time. Mr. Najam Sethi was dragged in that. There were so many other factors even at that time, the previous chief of the army staff was named, that he's been instrumental in giving a large mandate to PMLN. But who believed at the end of the day on all those allegations and charges? So is the case today. It is, people do see and sense that there is a wind which is pro-PTI. So as a political activist, I can sense that people are jumping and then trying to catch that boat. PTI is the sailing boat, which at least in people's perception, it is appearing so. This is the sole reason that the 90% of the NASAs or the people or the electables, they're heading towards that boat. It is as simple as that.
Right, sir. But tell me another thing. If you think that it is merely the pull factor, your party, I understand, was recently created. But with due respect, how many of your party members have actually switched sides and gone for PTI?
Our case is a bit different. We have decided this time that we will not give our souls to the mainstream political parties, be it PML N, PTI or PPP. Not that we, God forbid, hate these parties or we say that they don't have a role in these parties. Our past experience has been that when it has come to the province of Balochistan, once you join these mainstream parties, your voice becomes mum. It is more silent. And you are expected to behave in a political slavery manner. So we decided to stay independent and keep our voice alive for our people.
Right.
So many of our electables have joined us on this platform, and we are planning and we are thinking to deliver, at least in the service delivery, we should improve the social indicator in our province and give a genuine partnership whosoever comes in the federal government. We are least pushed that whether it is...
This might be quite a significant question, but do you have a prime ministerial candidate as well?
From our side, no. No, we do not have it at the moment, but yes, we will launch one once we get the electoral results. And if we won, most obviously it is probably our party president who is contesting for National Assembly also. But that again depends on the entire results, and we'll see how the entire political mapping emerges in this country.
Right. Do stay with us, sir. Let me come back to the studio now. And now, Siddique Farooq sahab.
Why people... No,
starting from the, the parliament
why
attendance.
people wanted to get our tickets for 2013 elections? Because People Party at center and in provinces failed badly to deliver in Balochistan and KPK too. We in Punjab delivered.
Okay.
And Mr. Nawaz Sharif also delivered, whether it was 1990 to 93 or whether it was 97 when he detonated.
So if people are dying to come to your party, that is because of your party's
Performance.
appeal. Performance.
Yes,
But
yes.
if they leave your party, that is because of some conspiracy.
No. So now there is PTI. What PTI has delivered in KPK?
Yeah, but in
Just 1
2013
minute.
it was a new factor.
Just
and there
1
was
minute.
considerable pull.
1 minute. People must go for a party who has delivered. If PTI has delivered in KPK, if it has resolved, if it has built 350 dams, if it has established 200 smart schools, if it has established universities,
But sir, nor have you,
hospitals,
sir.
etc.,
But sir, nor have you.
No, we have.
350
19
350
universities.
dams?
No, we don't say, we didn't claim.
Okay.
We didn't say that we will build 350 dams.
Okay.
We didn't say that we will...
Have great schools for the kids?
No, we have schools. We have created, established universities.
You have to explain to me why Mian Nawaz Sharif was hesitant to go to the parliament when he was prime minister.
Of course. He felt, or his advisors felt, that there is a system, judicial system. So let the judicial system work. But now what judicial system did in the past? How that...
But I'm not talking about Panama's decision. I'm talking about his attendance, sir. Vote ko izzat do means that he has to show respect to the vote that elected him prime minister.
You may say that he didn't attend the parliament to that extent.
Okay.
But what commitments he made...
To what extent,
Just
sir?
1 minute.
Passing marks are 33%. Did he even...
I think don't go to that level.
Okay. What level, sir?
What I want to say is that what manifesto is given to the nation that a leadership or a party has a vision about the problems confronting the country, the nation, and how those problems can be resolved. So with the strength, with the power, with the mandate given by the nation, those problems can be solved in the light of manifesto.
Right.
So we solved, we delivered.
So
Yes,
the
that is
new
there.
manifesto should have come in time. It
New
didn't.
but-
We are
but
still waiting.
Once again, I will stress that we have delivered and a manifesto will be given.
Sir,
So
but you have to give me an explanation why Mian Nawaz Sharif's total attendance of the parliament was not even more than 20 times.
his team was there whenever
Sir,
there
it
was,
is parliament. He is part of it.
you
He
may
is leader
say,
of the house.
that's your question is over now.
No, sir,
Now
I have to
let me
get an answer.
No, let me answer.
Yeah.
Answer is my prerogative. Question is your prerogative.
Yes, sir.
Now let me answer.
Yes, sir. You are wasting time.
No,
You
I'm
can
not
give me
wasting
an
time.
answer.
I'm not wasting time.
Sir.
It was it was in his wisdom. Whenever he felt that I should be in the parliament, he was in the parliament. His team, his ministers were there to answer questions, question-answer session. So that was there. However, the suggestion of the opposition to hold Prime Minister or any member of the parliament accountable by parliament, yes, there was a wisdom and we may make a mistake. Yes.
Right. So you think
may
that
have- we may have made a
the opposition parties, at least those that have worked with you, particularly ANP, particularly People's Party, when they complain that you missed a golden chance or a good forum when Prime Minister didn't go there,
Parties,
you agree with them?
leaderships make mistakes.
Right.
That's
That
good.
that
At
actually
least
makes a
that
lot
he-
of sense.
Yes, he accepted this.
Yeah,
So
and
he's,
that
yeah.
that actually makes a lot of sense. And let us hope that other political parties also learn from it, because we make
We
mistakes.
learn till the last breath.
Right, sir.
Yes,
I hope we are learning even right now.
of course.
Ma'am, your take on the conspiracies. Do you think that there is a conspiracy that is afoot at this moment at all?
What type of conspiracy?
People being converted, people being asked to distance themselves from PML N?
Through social media and different like print media, and there is like what you said that
You are a senator. Sorry, let me
yes.
qualify the question. You are a senator. Did any spook, for that matter, actually come knocking at your door?
No.
No?
No.
Spook.
Yeah.
No.
Spook is spook, invisible.
No,
Yes.
but one thing I just want to say
No.
that,
Really,
that
spook,
no, there
knock
there
at
was
your door.
on the social media today. I was reading that some leaders are not saying anything. Because their files are in NAB. Some are not. They are quiet because they were promised that there will be a share in the government for them. So people know that the political parties, they know that what is happening, but they are quiet. My point is that why they are quiet? It is then their fault that if they are quiet because of their files in the NAB, whose fault is this?
Okay.
It's the political party leader's fault. It's not like somebody whom they are talking that they are doing or they are engineering. If I'm clear, if I am clean, why should I be scared of all these things? Why shouldn't I say something like if it is wrong, then it is wrong?
Right.
But if like this may not be right, but this is on print media and social media and other so
Permit
many.
me to say just
So,
2 sentences.
Yeah.
I delivered. I added 1 billion rupees in the organization I was heading.
Okay.
It was in deficit and I brought it in surplus and so on and so forth. But I was removed.
Right.
you're right.
It might
but
be-
if you're clear, if there is no such thing, then one shouldn't be scared. One should speak out. But I don't understand when we are blaming someone. When
Asif
you say
Zardari in his interview, Asif Zardari,
G for this or that, when we are talking about, in fact, we were talking before this
It is in media.
program.
It is in the media.
It is in media.
Yes.
Why should we be scared of this?
It is
thing?
in analysis.
We shouldn't be. We shouldn't say this thing. If we are giving space to someone, if they will.
If
we are
you are
sure.
failing,
And yes,
then somebody may
to.
exploit the opportunity.
Yeah, they may, they may, and
I have
then
to
we
go to
should,
Kakar
Just
sir.
we
one
shouldn't
sentence,
blame,
one
we
sentence.
shouldn't blame, and we shouldn't criticize them
If
because that is
if we give
who
And
space-
that makes sense.
No, just-
that if you don't want to be blackmailed, stop hiding your
Yes.
skeletons in the closet.
Yes.
That
She
makes
said,
sense.
if
that
we create space, someone will come and fill it.
Right.
Every space can be filled in a democratic and constitutional system through a constitutional legal system.
Right. But
Not
with
like
due
this.
respect, when she talks about anybody exploiting, it can be elements from within your party.
Within
The
your
leader
party?
of the Jeep group is
Yes.
actually from your party, nowhere else.
So, yes,
I have to go to
somebody-
Kakar Sahab. I'm told that we have to
Okay,
conclude the
okay.
program. Kakar Sahab, your take on this, if you want to conclude, please do, because we are running short of time. Please go ahead.
Leader of the Jeep party.
Look, this conspiracy theory so-called narrative is only left with PMLN. Why the rest of Pakistan is not talking about it? And as it appears to them as writing on the wall that their electoral fate probably would not be that big to be cherished. So they have to give it an explanation. So this is a preemptive political strike on their part. Nothing more, nothing less.
So they are trying to actually
My brother
preempt
Anwar Sahab,
their
everyone
defeat.
is talking about this conspiracy.
No,
Everyone.
actually-
even Asif Ali Zardari in his interview has
Includes
yesterday
only
he
your
did.
party.
Right, sir. Kakar Sahab, I'm told that we have run short of time. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Thank you very much for being with us. Also, Siddique Farooq Sahab, thank you very much for your time. Sitara, Ayaz Sahiba, you have actually added the most valuable lesson to this program. Thank you very much for your time as well. Because as Sitara Ayaz Sahiba said, that the moral of the story is, if you don't hide your secrets, if you have nothing to hide, nobody will be able to blackmail you, to manipulate you. If we believe in a democracy or a political order of transparency, of telling the total and absolute truth, then who can harm democracy in this country? Let us hope in coming days we see more of that kind of democracy rather than less of it, or mere speculations, or seeing shadows where they don't exist. This was today's program. Thank you very much for watching us. Take care.